Hi guys, in this video I am going to speak about the few of the banned weapons. Number 1. Mustard gas. The terror of the trenches in World War I, mustard gas gets its name from its yellow-brown color and its odor, which is apparently similar to horseradish. Because it's heavier than air, mustard gas proved particularly effective in clearing trenches, and was almost single-handedly responsible for the 1928 Geneva Conventions. When inhaled, the gas causes the lungs to fill with fluid, essentially drowning the victim in their own fluids. If they were hit with a bomb filled with mustard gas or dosed from the air, soldiers were told to pee into their handkerchiefs and breath through those until they could escape or the gas dissipated. Number 2. Nerve gas. Nerve gases of all kinds have been systematically outlawed by both The Hague and Geneva from 1899 all the way up to 1993. All nerve agents, like sarin, VX, tabin, and soman, work in the same basic way, by blocking the enzyme that normally destroys a very important neurotransmitter. Basically, nerve agents cause your entire nervous system to malfunction, like an electrical system full of short circuits. Death generally comes as a result of a shutdown of the respiratory system, but not before painful blisters, boils, and internal hemorrhaging occur. Number 3. Phosgene gas. Simple and cheap to produce in large quantities, phosgene damages the proteins in the lungs, causing them to break down, meaning the lungs stop exchanging oxygen. It's a particularly insidious gas. Since it's colorless, almost odorless, and symptoms can take a long time to show up. Japan continued to use phosgene well into World War II on at least 375 separate occasions, generally against the Chinese. Number 4. Tear gas. Believe it or not, the tear gas that police routinely shoot into crowds in America is technically outlawed for use in war by the Hague Convention. Even though it's generally non-lethal, tear gas is still an inhalant chemical weapon that obstructs breathing, that puts it in the same legal class as mustard gas. For more info on the lethality, you should check into some of the Russian special operation tactics when dealing with terrorists. Number 5. Plastic landmines. According to Protocol I of the 1979 Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, weapons that use non-metallic fragments not detectable by X-ray are prohibited in war. The rationale is pretty obvious, since field surgeons can't remove fragments they can't locate within an injured body. This doesn't prohibit the use of plastic and undetectable materials in weapon design, it just means that weapons can't be designed to use undetectable fragments as a primary damage device. Number 6. Spike pits. These old-fashioned death traps are technically prohibited or regulated by Protocol II of the 1979 Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons. Pits with sharpened bamboo spikes maimed thousands of soldiers in Vietnam and in the Pacific during World War II. Adding insult to injury, the Viet Cong and Japanese would routinely roll those spikes in human or animal feces first, causing secondary infection. That, in itself, is a direct violation of the 1907 Hague Convention on Biological Weapons and might even violate the 1675 Strasbourg Agreement. Suffice it to say, it violates a lot of conventions, agreements and accords. Number 7. Bioweapons. Believe it or not, bioweapons are some of the oldest terror weapons known to man. They date back to at least the days of the Mongols, who would catapult rotting, infected bodies over castle walls in order to spread disease and sickness. It's also been suggested that the Black Plague, spread by fleas on the back of rats, and originating from Asia, was the lingering result of a primitive bioterrorism attack from centuries before. Number 8. Flamethrowers. According to Protocol III of the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, flamethrowers aren't explicitly forbidden on the battlefield, provided the battlefield is nowhere near civilians. Mostly, this protocol refers to incendiary devices in and around civilian areas. It doesn't necessarily prohibit the use of flamethrowers in, say, an open tank battle, clearing caves in Afghanistan, but most guerrilla fighters hide behind or within civilian areas. If they're using human shields or might have captives, flamethrowers are a no-go. They are also incredibly easy to improvise. Basically, any controlled release of accelerant plus fire is a flamethrower by definition. If you like the video, please do subscribe and hit the like button.